N.U.B.Y.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the In Crowd. I'm your host, Jason. And as you know, on the In Crowd, our goal is to educate, entertain, and inform our viewers on people who are making an impact on our society or in our community. Now, today we have another very special guest. We have my sister-in-law here. We have N.U.B.Y here with us today. I'm so glad that I get a chance to sit down and talk with her all the way down in Georgia. So, everyone, I have N.U.B.Y here. And with that being said, let's just jump into the interview. So we always start out with our question, how are the children? As you know, that comes from the Maasai tribe in Africa who felt like if the children are good, then everything is good. So I'll ask our guest, N.U.B.Y, how are the children?
The children are good. They're good. They're growing. They're getting older. They have their own personalities. You know, everybody's doing good. Tristan and Trinity, they just growing up, and I'm pushing them to do great things. They good.
Yeah, I always like hearing good things about my niece and nephew. So now let's get into the good stuff. So now, N.U.B.Y, can you tell everyone what your current role or current position is?
I am currently a pharmacist, and I am the director of pharmacy operations for a major insurance company.
Yo, now how long have you been doing that?
I've been in this role for about 6 years. I've been with the company about 10.
Okay.
Yeah, with this particular company, I've been there with 10 years.
Okay, so now we know what you do right now. We're going to travel in our time machine. We're going to go back down memory lane all the way back to childhood. Now, can you tell me what your childhood was like?
Oh, it was fun. I mean, it was structured. We spent a lot of time with family, cousins, grandparents, you know, my aunts and uncles. We did a lot of activities outside of, you know, the day in and day out schooling on Monday through Friday. It was good. It was good. I can say I had a good childhood.
Okay, so speaking of school, that brings me to the next question. What's something that you remember or that stood out about elementary school?
Elementary school. So I went to elementary school to E.L. Phillip. It's probably not there anymore in Milwaukee, but my aunt lived 2 doors down from the school, and she would stand at the window at her house and watch us go to school. She could see the playground, so she could see us go to school and come home from school every day. That was what would stand out the most about elementary school.
Oh, okay. And it's always good to have some eyes on you, making sure everything's right.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna keep going down the road. So now middle school or junior high, you know, some people call it junior high. What can you tell me about middle school and your middle school experience?
Oh, middle school. I went to Morris. It was good. The thing that stood out is we had a 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. And I ended up going to Washington, D.C. With a bunch of my friends. And it was good. It was an experience because I had not been out the country out the city without my parents and, you know, family. And it was just us and our friends. It was cool to go to, you know, D.C. and see the White House and all of that. And then, you know, I didn't end up going to high school with a lot of my middle school friends. So high school was cool. The thing that stood out about high school years is it was fun. I was a cheerleader. You know, I graduated top 10% of my class. I was in honors program, stuff like that. And then when I got to college, I met up with some of my middle school friends again. It was like we had picked up where we left off, you know, 4 years prior.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So now you went to middle school, well, elementary school at Phillip, middle school at Morris. Now, what high school was it?
I went to Vincent. I went to Vincent High School.
Okay, Vincent. All right. Now, where did you go? Now, you met up with some of your middle school buddies in college. So where did you go to college?
I went to school in New Orleans. I went to Xavier University of Louisiana. And that's where I met some of my middle school friends. I actually ended up being roommates with one of the girls from middle school that we went to Washington, D.C. together, and we was roommates in Washington, D.C. So it was cool to see them.
That's cool on so many different levels. Side note, I've never been to DC, never seen the White House in person.
Really?
So that's cool. You got to do that at a young age. I got to put that on my bucket list and make sure that I do that one day.
Yeah, it was nice.
But so now, thinking back on your school experience, what's something that you would tell yourself if you could travel back in time at any of those points in life, elementary, middle, high school, college? What's some advice you would give yourself?
I think prior to college, I would just tell myself, don't rush to be an adult. Just have fun with your friends where you don't have any responsibilities, listen to whatever your parents say. Even though they know, you think they don't know, they do know. But outside of high school, like after college, I would tell my younger self, work hard, play hard, travel, visit different countries, different people, different cities, states, everything. Just live your life while you're young, and get that experience. I did a little bit of traveling after college. I wish I could have did more, but it was fun. It was just nice to not, to be able to do that and not have added responsibilities. So that's what I would tell myself. Have fun, live your life.
Great advice right there. So now I want to dig a little bit deeper with college. So how many years, what type of degrees, what all did you need to make it to where you are in terms of college?
College, I was in a 2-4 program. So it was a 2-year undergrad, 4-year graduate program, in order to be a pharmacist. I had to apply to pharmacy school. I had to do a whole panel interview and all of that. And once I got into pharmacy school, I had 3 years of academic and then a year of clinical rotations, that's where we kind of, did different things in pharmacy that pharmacy has to offer to kind of figure out where we want to be in our career, which area we wanted to go down in order to be a pharmacist. So it took 6 years. The program is a 6-year program. And once you complete it, you end up with a doctorate degree. So that's the degree that I have now.
Okay. So we might have to start calling you Dr. Q. Like, okay, Doc. I like that. You might have to go with Dr. Q. You need that respect on your name, So
right.
Now we gonna catch back up to the now. We back to present day. Now when some people think of pharmacists, they may think of going to CVS or they going to Walgreens, and you see the person that's in the back that through the window and they get you different medicine. So tell us about what that life as a pharmacist might be like, or if you had that experience as well, and what your current experience is like, just for people to see the different, aspects of pharmacy.
So I did. I started out when I got out of school. I started out at Walgreens. That's where I went. I was there for almost 10 years. And I was that pharmacist. I was the one that you dropped the prescription off to, and I filled your medication and gave it to you. But we were more than just what people typically think of as a pharmacist. People typically think we just put pills in a bottle and do whatever the doctor has said, give you the medicine the doctor has said, and move you on your way. But as a retail pharmacist, you have to make sure that the drug dosage is right. It don't interact with anything else that you're taking. It don't even interact with your disease state that's appropriate for your disease state. It doesn't interact with anything you may want to take over the counter. So while we did put the pills in the bottle, it was a lot going on behind the scenes to make sure that once you took this medication, it didn't harm you. So that's what I did for almost 10 years. I counseled patients. I made sure that they understood what the medication was going to do in their bodies, what side effects to look for, and what major side effects to look for to say, okay, I need to call my doctor, or I need to go to the emergency room, or I need to contact the pharmacy and see what else I need to take, or do I need to stop this medication? So that the retail pharmacist is, I call us, and I may be biased because I was a retail pharmacist, but we were the whole person pharmacist. Like we had to understand everything about you in order just to give you this one medication in order for you to take for, whatever disease state. I got to know my patients. I loved them. They loved me. I knew my patients could come into the pharmacy and I knew exactly what they took. Um, I knew their whole healthcare regimen, everything. So if they said, hey, Miss Q, I need to get something over the counter for my cough. In my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, Miss So-and-so has this disease state. I can recommend this. So you had to kind of know the whole person and you interacted with them on a one-on-one basis all the time. Whereas where I am now, I moved to managed care, which is the insurance industry, which part of managed care that I moved to. So right now, what my team does, I manage a team that look at medical charts and determine if the drug that your provider wants to inject into you for your disease state meets medical necessity, that is not going to cause any harm to you, that is cost effective for you. Um, and then once we approve that, then the provider can give the drug. So I manage that piece of pharmacy now, which is a lot different from where I came from to show the differences between pharmacy. I spoke with and managed patients on a one-on-one basis, where now I manage them on a greater level. My team manages almost 2 million lives. So we see a lot of different patients, we see a lot of different medications, and we just make sure that what your doctor is going to give you is approved by the insurance for one, but it's also medically necessary and won't cause you any harm.
Okay. And then for everybody watching, just some insider info. Q is still the pharmacist for my family. So anytime one of the kids is sick or one of us not feeling good, that's the first person we calling. We giving symptoms like what should we take, or if it's the kids, how much do they need? So hey, unique skill set to say the least, and very valuable not only to herself and her family, but to my family too. We depend on Q on a regular basis.
So, yeah, I'm there. Y'all can't take nothing without me knowing it. I got to make sure.
Nothing. And so now, if someone was interested in going into the world of a pharmacy or being a pharmacist, like what type of character traits or personality, what type of skills like would they need, or what would, benefit them in the field that you work in?
I think meticulousness to detail, being able to, you just have to be able to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. You got to be able to think quick on your feet, but also be compassionate and have some level of empathy. Because with any part of pharmacy, you're dealing with a patient. A patient is on the other side of that. And you see so many different health disparities, and you really just don't know what people are going through in order to get them to the state that they are in, whether it's a physical health care issue or a mental health care issue or even an emotional health care issue. You can't be judgmental, because like I said, you just don't know what happened in that person's life, why their diabetes is out of control or their hypertension is out of control, or they have to take mental health medication. So you have to be able to look at the whole person and not be in a judgmental state, and show empathy and compassion, and just understand that these, people are human. And I think that would be the biggest thing that I would say for somebody who's going into this field. Just be able to pay attention to details and show empathy. Just what would you do if this was you, or if this was your grandmother or your mother, or a family member.
Oh, okay. So now, before we move on to our next thing, what is your just regular or daily motivation that just keeps you wanting to stay in this field? Or is there another step or any other direction? Like what drives you in terms of work right now?
In terms of work, when I moved from retail to managed care, my motivation was just to be able to help people on a grander scale. Like I help people in my community, but now I'm able to help people on a grander scale.
Movie forever.
And just, I guess, with me moving up in my career, I just wanted to show people that it can be done. Like, it's not a lot of young Black male or females in my role now. So I just wanted to, my motivation is to make sure that people know that I'm worthy and I'm smart enough to do these roles and I'm smart enough to manage these teams and have these different, levels in the career and just excel at it. So that's my motivation every day, is just to show the world, my family, my kids, it's possible.
Love it. I love it. So now, with all that work, all that dedication that goes into it, how do you fill your cup? We here at Newbie World believe that you got to be conscious of your own mental health, your own well-being,
Mhm.
your own just physical health. So what do you do? It could be daily, weekly, but just when you can just prioritize yourself and take care of yourself, what's one way that you fill your own cup?
On a daily, it's busy. But once the kids go to sleep, I like to catch up on my recorded shows because I can't do it while
Yep,
the
yep.
shows come on while I'm trying to get the house together. Um, but I have a weekly regimen. I get my hair done every week where I can just go and sit and not have to think about, I don't have to think about work. I don't have to think about what's going on at home or anything like that. I don't have to think about whatever's going on in the world for at least 2 hours. I can just sit and talk to my beautician and we talk about any and everything besides our responsibilities. So
That goes to
it's just
school.
that's what I do to kind of, relax and, recharge. I do that. Self-care is what I'm moving towards more of. I've made a conscious effort this year that that's what I'm going to do, whether it's, continuing to get my hair done and my nails done all the time, to adding on massages or just hanging out with my girls and stuff like that. Just something that um, allows me to relax and not feel bad about it.
All right. Now, I always like to ask a follow-up question when people talk about filling their cups. Now, I don't know much about getting nails done or getting my hair done, but you did say you like to watch your recorded shows. So, for people out there, what's a suggestion or a recommendation of a show that people should watch if they're not already watching?
Ah, I have a lot of shows I watch.
Movie forever.
A lot of my shows are medical shows, but it's one that I started watching and it comes on OWN. It's about a Black lawyer, female lawyer that just became a judge. It's called All Rise. It is a very good show. I really like that show. And it just shows um, her moving from being, a regular trial lawyer, public defender, to now, holding that title as a judge, and she's the only Black female judge in her city, in her courtroom. So I really like that show. I advise anybody to watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Now, outside of your weekend routine of getting the hair done, the nails done, and your routine in the evening of watching shows, do you have any personal interests or hobbies or travel destinations, or what are some other ways that you spend your downtime?
I used to read a lot before, the kids got older and the days kind of got sucked up with homework and just the regular, routine. But I do like to read. I like to read novels, um, fiction, some like biographies and stuff like that. I like to read. That's one thing I would want to do again.
Okay, I definitely like that answer. And we got a big focus on the youth. So anytime we hear that somebody likes read, that's always, two thumbs up here at Newbie World. So also with that in mind, what will be your message to the youth? since we got a big focus on our kids and our community and in our society, what's just a general message you would like to give all the children that who may be watching this?
Know your worth. I would say the road might not always be easy, but don't let anybody tell you that you can't accomplish great things, that you're not worthy of everything and all the greatness that should come into your life. Do it. Whatever your heart desires, do it and shine wherever and in whatever that you do. Just know your worth.
Like that. So now I want to officially welcome Q to the In Crowd. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with me. It definitely was a pleasure. Any shout outs that you want to give before we wrap things up?
I want to shout out you. I mean, like, this is a great platform for, the youth. We got to get it out there. We got to let them know that, they have the support from people like us. And that they can do it. They can do everything that we've accomplished and even more. So I like to shout out you, definitely.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. So everyone, I want to tell you thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in for more content. Log in to newbieworld.net or check us out on YouTube. And 3 things before you go. First, love yourself. Second and third, like and subscribe. And we out of here till next time. Say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.